This is Overtime, a live series brought to you by Riglinks and War Room Media, where we talk about basically anything we want. And here are your hosts, Greg Williams and Ryan Ray.
We're back.
We are back, man. Look at that.
Oh, you're back at an undisclosed location. You didn't even tell me.
I am, yep.
Tell me.
Just snuck right on you.
You did.
Snuck in there.
Did you get the private jet out and just fly around? Is that what you do now? You and Greta?
Man,
it's good.
Greta's got it. That's
Yeah.
better.
It is good to be back.
Yeah. Another little week hiatus there. How's your week been?
Good, man. So can we tell the people about some of the new stuff that will be on Rig Links here shortly?
Yeah. Go for it, man.
So
It.
Just so you know, Greg and Rig Links has been so gracious to allow the Texas Gas podcast, at least probably Energy Week. I could talk to Ellen. Will be live streamed on this platform starting Monday. So we'll be here on Monday. Matter of fact, I was trying to pull up the Rig Links page, and I'm like, "What is wrong with this page?" Well, it's because I'm an admin now, and so I'm like, it looks different. So we'll be here Monday, 10 o'clock Central Time with the Texas Gas podcast. So thank you, Greg, and the folks at Rig Links for helping us out with that.
Super admin.
Super admin.
Super admin.
And so it's as long as Miss Wald's good with it, we'll be here for 1 o'clock as well. So 2 shows at least on this platform for the time being. And so, Greg, thank you so much. And I hope that folks don't get tired of hearing me, which they will, but I hope they don't. So
no, I mean we like to share the love. Like I said, I know that sometimes getting that live feature is a bit painful. And they don't, when they reply back to your case with any notes, it's very vague. And you can give them multiple examples of engagement on multiple different platforms, but they want to see some kind of engagement on LinkedIn. So,
I told them that. I said, I'm not going to call a name. I don't have a problem with this person, but they have. Well, I don't have a problem with them. I really don't. I'm not mad at anyone for getting access.
Sure. No.
I know someone who doesn't have as many connections, and I don't think they have very good interaction. And the problem with LinkedIn is, it feels like I put up a post yesterday or 2 days ago, and this is what got you reached out to me, which I really appreciate. Which just saying, hey, folks, I need help with engagement because of this. Because you'll put out posts sometimes. I think it's like 6 views. It's like, okay, well, I'm wasting my time with this platform. And so, but then you put out something and it goes crazy. But this post, so Greg, let's see here. Let's see if you would. I'm curious what you think here. So this post has 45 likes or shares or 45 likes, whatever. 40 comments and I don't know, a handful of shares. It doesn't show me the shares. How many views do you think that would get me?
Probably 3,000.
Just cracked 2,000 this morning.
Okay.
And so it's like, I don't know how they're measuring views, if that's the video starts for half a second or if that's for the whole time, maybe it's somewhere in the statistics. But listen, 45 likes is a lot of work. I'm not complaining. I'm saying to get content that puts out 45 likes, that's I'm not capable of doing that on a regular basis. And then you only get 2,000 views. It's like, man, they used to really supercharge stuff, it felt like. And so you get second and third connections coming in. Maybe they changed the algorithm. I don't know. But anyways, so you see this, you're like, it's a long road to hoe. So I really appreciate you guys helping me out.
Yeah, so that's one of the big powerful reasons that we like to do these kind of live sets is because of the engagement that it gives the page, and it puts I think the average engagement for the page goes up something like 22% each month when you do these. At least when try to do at least once a week. But of course, everybody's lives are different. So that's one reason why I'm more than happy to let someone else use the feature, because it works out equally beneficial for yourself, and you have some great products out there, and you need somewhere to put them, and I'm more than happy to let you jump on here and abuse this platform with some of your voice too.
I mean, I thought the $10,000 per minute was a little bit steep, to be honest with you. I thought the $10,000 per minute was a little bit steep, but listen, we'll work to it. So I'm just saying, a little steep.
All right, let's see. We got some Indonesia, Texas. Yeah, hey, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, wherever in the world you are.
I would be on the chat, but I can't figure out how to get there because I'm an admin now. So I'm trying to. I'm working on it, people. I am working on it. I can't chat. I can't. So I can see the chats over here. This is the screen where I can see them. So I can see the chats, but I can't actually interact with them because that's not how StreamYard works. So I've got to go into. So I'm coming. Don't worry.
All right, let's get the rundown up there. All right, so we'll, as we typically do, Ryan hates talking about it, but one of his most favorite topics, but the oil prices. We'll, I guess it was at our last show, we talked a little bit about the carbon capture, and we'll go back through this one with Chevron and Microsoft, although it doesn't, it's not a huge thing, but I'm curious about how things are progressing here. But inside the chat about the oil prices we'll have in just a second, Miss Wald published some stuff for investing.com yesterday. So I caught it come across my radar late this morning this time. So hey everybody, that's Croatia, Aberdeen. Welcome to the show. And we'll talk a little bit in there about some reasons why she thinks the prices will, probably take a dip. So she's got some really good things in there. So I'm going to do some ad-libbing and grab some quotes from her. And then in that same conversation, there's also going to be some stuff about the rebel attacks and some of the estimates for 2021. But then we'll get off of that and we'll talk about another good topic. I'm kind of late on this one as well, but you have to remember we missed a week, so I still wanted to talk about it. But we'll talk about JJ going to Arizona.
Didn't see that coming. Did not see that coming.
No, didn't see that either. But also fan-controlled football. We'll have a one-on-one with some fan-controlled football.
Also, I'm not Greg.
Well, it's a duty do what?
I'm not Greg Williams.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
There it is.
It would be nice if that would swap over on its own, wouldn't it? It's all that fancy gadgets in the background. There we go. So Greg's moved to the top. Ryan's on the bottom. Welcome back to the show. We'll talk about the fan-controlled football and a 10-second video that sells for $6.6 million. Now you want to talk about digital goods. That one is the epiphany of digital goods.
You don't have the rainbow unicorn.
The what?
The rainbow shooting unicorn or whatever NFT.
Yeah. And then there's one that's not on there that I'll wait till the end.
Oh yeah.
Here
we go.
I'll wait on this one because I'll get you started on that one right now. We need to get started with the show. So, ding ding, oil prices. So that's let's see, that's WTI $65 and some change, and WTI or Brent at 69 and 69.10. Yeah. So Ryan, how you feeling about oil prices these days?
Well, okay, so let me just make sure I'm catching these confluence of events here. A week ago, Wednesday, we had the largest crude oil inventory build on record, with 22 million barrels going into storage, or reported being going into storage.
Yeah,
just go up. Make sure I heard that. The largest recorded increase in oil storage, and the prices go up. I'm not an expert. You would think that would make the prices go down. Okay. Then the Saudis come out and they're like, oh, by the way, we're not going to increase production. Surprise, 2.0. Okay, the prices go up then. That makes sense. Then Sunday night, the prices go up again in the open because there's the Houthi attack on the Saudis, as you mentioned a minute ago. Okay. Then they say, well, there's no real damage, so the prices go back down. Then yesterday, we have 13 more million barrels added to storage. So that's what, 40 million barrels added to storage in 2 weeks. And the price dipped a buck, I think $1 something yesterday. It wasn't much. It's like, so, okay. I mean, when you get when you get 40 million, or it's not 40 million, it'd be 36 million barrels. Live math. This is dangerous. 36 million, 35 million barrels in 2 weeks. It's like, okay, wow, that's an aggressive. I've never seen that much crude oil come on that I can think of, and the prices not really respond much. So, they all are.
Yep. So I caught Ellen Wald's piece across investor.com yesterday. So she put in there 3 reasons oil and gas prices could be headed to a different place here in the near future. One, I'll just kind of quickly run through them. But one, Saudi Arabia announced its plan to continue to keep its extra 1 million barrels per day of production off of the market for at least another month. Okay, so we're holding on to this 1 million number, but it's actually 7 million instead of 1 million. 1 million is just the last one they announced. They're actually holding back 7. So it's they keep talking about this 1 million, but at any time they could put 7 back on the market, just like that. So let's not remember the extra 6 there. But the strategy of regularly adjusting quotas in reaction to the market is fairly new, she said, because OPEC and OPEC Plus have previously set production rates for at least 6 months at a time. So yeah, that's correct. So, but we've seen how volatile the market is. So I'm with her for sure that it's new, but probably called for with the way that things are moving around, because they also are looking at that the stars not lining up properly either. So they have to be. The second part there was, according to EIA, refinery operating rates in the PAD D3 region, which includes Texas and the Gulf Coast, are still only operating at 61% of normal. They're still, the rest of them still thawing out probably. But some analysts believe the U.S. demand could grow to 10 million barrels this summer, while everybody's thawed out moving back. But that would put pressure on the prices to rise. So I'm sure you would agree on that one as well. And the third one, which I found, I didn't even cross my mind. The first 2 I read this morning, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But the third one was the Iranian oil hitting the market. According to a report from Reuters, both China and India are both preparing to increase their imports of Iranian oil in the near future, which I know the reason for India, because Saudi's not doing the increase, and India's like, okay, well, we don't want to do that anymore. Diversify, get out of there. Let's find somebody else to do it. But the stuff from China, anyway, the Iranian oil, more Iranian oil going on the market is probably not something that I saw coming that would trump number 1 and number 2 on that list. But she added it as a third runner up there, so I don't think it's as heavy as 1 and 2, but it's still something to take a look at, though.
Indeed it is. So and the Iranian oil stuff is a little bit it's kind of hard to. The frustrating thing about the Iranian oil is that a lot of that production is already on the market. It's just not being measured as being on the market.
Sure.
So
sure.
Them ships from China are still going back and forth.
I mean, that's what we talked about. I guess that's been about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And I mean, they put them in boats, and then sometimes you don't even know it until the boats are actually there and offloading it. So they don't even tell you what's went into the boat. They got a boat marked headed somewhere. They don't know what's in it. They don't know if it's empty or full. Don't know what it's doing. But I mean, that's wild days. Yay! Welcome back, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon. Where you at in the world? I see Alyssa made it back this week. All right. So moving on. So Chevron announced this carbon capture project with Microsoft and Schlumberger. So we talked 2 weeks ago about carbon capture with Maersk, Elon Musk, but this past week Chevron announced their plan with Microsoft and Schlumberger to do their carbon capture project. But they didn't put a project value in there, but the project's being based on removing, or is based on removing 300,000 tons of CO2 every year. This is also equally based on the 200,000 tons of agricultural waste that is coming from the Mendota plant. So when we talked about it the last time, we talked about how much carbon dioxide do you remove? Do you just remove it until the plants start dying, or or we start dying? Like what volume? I mean, because of course, carbon dioxide is important as well. So where do you stop? Like, what's the number? But you made a good point. So, but I saw you put out a piece on carbon pricing yesterday. So any comments on kind of the current standing with carbon capture, carbon pricing kind of thing? Obviously, they're the carbon catching is moving. Is heating up,
Right.
pun intended. But will it all be a waste of time if there's carbon pricing on it? You got carbon capture. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, so that was actually Dr. Wald's piece, the good doctor. She published that on the War Room. I've been thinking about this a lot, this whole carbon deal, and I think
But if you see where I'm headed here, if you've got carbon capture, you've got carbon pricing. Why would you get? You know what I mean? It's
yeah, well, okay, so right, the more of this you do, the more expensive all this becomes, right? So the more expensive it costs to drill a well or whatever. But let's just we're going that direction. And the question that I'm really interested in right now is not so much carbon capture and storage, because that's extremely expensive. Because they're drilling these wells really deep. This is not like a 500-foot well. This is deep. My understanding is in the U.S. it has to be so deep that you would never drill through it for another type of well. So like
that's right.
Gas. So I mean, you're talking in some parts of the country. I remember we looked at a project in southeast Louisiana, southwest Mississippi. They're talking about drilling 23,000 foot for some gas. So okay. So you're talking about some deep wells potentially. So you're drilling stuff deep, and then you got to make sure it's sealed off. So it's extremely expensive. But the other thing I've thought about a lot is this whole idea
just to get the well that deep,
just to get it
without pumping carbon dioxide in it.
That's right, and then you got to seal it and hope it never comes up.
Yeah,
if it comes back up, they're gonna fine you forever. So here's what I thought. We've heard for my whole life, and maybe yours as well, that the South American rainforest, is going away. Okay, why don't we just go plant trees down there?
I'm thinking the same thing.
No one's against tree planting. The cost to plant a tree is not overly expensive.
So what you're talking about is the offsetting.
Offsetting. That's right.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know the ratio. I'm not a guru. I'm not trying to pretend to be one, but I am saying that if the rainforest is a big issue, then let's go plant trees down there. And because the cost of a tree, I don't know what a mature tree costs to plant. $100 a tree, maybe. I don't know. Can't be more than $100.
I don't know how many. Yeah, I mean. I also don't know how much carbon dioxide, raises temperature either. So I mean, But I'm just
saying, okay, so what's it cost? $100 a tree?
Well, I mean, yeah, let's just say $100 a tree.
Okay, right. So, and you can plant trees for days down there, and days, and days, and days, and days, and days. And so I would just say, let's start planting the trees back, and there we go. And so let's start with that, because that's a solution that makes sense, because the more trees we have, what do trees do?
Sure.
They put out what?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there you go. There you go.
So not
it's something that you need for life.
Right. So instead of removing it and putting it beneath the earth, why don't we recycle it? Because I thought recycling was good. So that's kind of, again, someone on the chat or someone who's a guru in the stuff might say, well, you had to plant a gazillion trees, it would never work. I don't know, but I think that's where we should start at, instead of trying to do these ultra expensive things that are going to cost the taxpayer, the consumer. We're going to pay for the pump, we're going to pay for the oil changes. Let's just go plant trees in Brazil, and I'll head the effort up. I will head the effort up.
I mean, there's already companies out there that are, looking at their overall kind of impact and are putting trees back in place and offsetting. So it's not like it's a new concept. It's not like something it's not like we just started talking about that. I mean, we've been replanting trees, for hundreds of years, but the carbon. So let's just say for every company that puts carbon out, they have a credit, and for every credit, the only way that you can get a real live credit or a taxable credit is you have to plant a tree.
Mm-hmm.
And so there would obviously be a bit of math in there, and I'm not going to do live math on what volume it is versus trees and everything else. I mean, but I agree. I think doing something that makes the environment look good, as well as continuing producing an abundant resource and keep everything on the level, would be fantastic. I mean, I would rather have a field of trees planted as far as I could see than I would have a field of solar panels. And for me, the trees work both ways.
Well, right. And so
we keep drilling wells and we keep the trees.
The other thing is that, if you remove the carbon from the air and you put it into the ground, you will do something to impact the climate. But if you put a bunch of trees up, you impact the climate in a more sustainable way, right? Because then you're going to be the moisture and all that stuff. Again, I'm not really smart enough to get into all this, but the basic concepts as we understand them would change all of that. So I'm not big into a lot of this stuff. I do think if you're going to do anything, start with just the simple recycling, because that makes the most sense.
Listen, everybody, we're pro trees and pro drilling. So let's get some trees. Let's get some trees planted. Let's get some trees planted, man.
We want humans to flourish. So we need trees out there. Give us some oxygen.
To flourish, there has to be an abundance of smart. So we have to find some people to go in that area. We don't fit that area, but we have to find some people to go.
Yeah, we've peaked on the conversation. That's all we can say.
We have. We're headed off now to another one. So, the EIA pulled back on some of their previous estimates. They adjusted their forecast by 130,000 a day, which it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but why do you think they jumped the gun on this one? Is this typical? Were they waiting on OPEC or what?
Well, they adjust their forecast quite regularly, and if you remind me, I'll try to send you. There is a gentleman, who published the EIAs and their predictions and how far off they are. And I saw that, and it's quite hilarious. But, well, I mean,
it's great. That's great. I love it.
I called for $35 oil, but at the end of last year, so I gotta be careful here. But
you also called for 75 too, although it was in a very playful manner.
Listen,
but you did call it.
I called for it.
You got it.
I call for all prices of oil at all times now. That's my general thesis. But
Orion is the oil price calling guy.
Yeah. I'm sympathetic to anyone right now trying to make price predictions, because who would have thought the Saudis would have done what they did last week?
I wouldn't have either. Neither did India.
Yeah.
By the way.
So, I think Saudis were kind of like, we're going to do this again? Really? So I kind of feel bad for them. And so, the EIA's forecast, I think, it's tough. And here it is right here. I'll see if I can send this to you in the private chat.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the wrong computer. I'll just put it in the big chat, and then folks can go.
Yeah,
great.
So,
there you go. But yeah, so I'm pretty sympathetic to anyone making oil price predictions right now, because it is.
Forex is not a place to tinker around new people anyway. And our futures rather. It's brutal.
It's brutal, and So what do you think the Saudis are going to do? Do you think they're going to keep this same?
They're going to do something pretty soon, I'm sure, man. I would have thought it would have. Again, there's seven sitting there, not one.
Yeah.
So they could just sling the whole 7 out there on the market. Will they? No, they probably won't do that, but there'll be an increase coming. I'm sure.
That would be great.
They saw they saw a little blowback this last round, which is not different. I mean, they get a lot of differing of opinion in that same room, but yeah, I think they may do something pretty soon. I hope not, but I mean, for domestically, I mean, I think our slow regrowth. I say regrowth, but our stuff that we're doing in the shell. I mean, all that's going to do is just crank the tiger up. So we'll see.
That we will. I don't know either. Right now, it's kind of like I
it's like a big whiteboard.
So just imagine this. Just imagine during the third year of Trump's administration, looking ahead and going, "Wow, one day I will look back to this as a time of normalcy." Because the fourth year was COVID, and this is the first year after. And we're still not like, I kind of thought the Trump years, whether you like Trump or hate Trump, were just kind of wild times. And you're like, okay, this will last, and then maybe things will taper back off. And no, the world is just no longer making sense. I don't think so.
I mean, even when I start talking about March, I still talk like it's
2020.
That's right. The 15th month of 2020.
Yeah,
I still haven't left 2020 yet. I'm still in 2020.
I agree.
I mean, this time a year ago,
I can tell you where I can tell you exactly what this time a year ago was. Tonight.
It was exactly
tonight. Yeah. Marks when Trump shut down travel to Europe, because I was meeting with the ambassador to Mali, getting ready to plan a trip to go down there a few hours from now. And
well, there you go.
So
a whole year ago.
It's crazy, man. The whole world just is turned upside down since then. So
that is crazy. But I mean, when we talk about the prices again, you brought up the little terminal attack there, but even something as okay, so I'm not going to say it's trivial, but I mean, they sent the equivalent of a small DJI drone in there that looked like it bumped into a storage tank, and they didn't receive, from what I understand, basically no damage. But you see what that did to prices. Just that thought of something happening to one of the world's largest terminals. You see, it's like hypersensitive, isn't it?
Can I just say to the Houthis, if you're listening out there, I routinely criticize the Trump administration. Routinely criticize the Trump administration for restarting the arms sales to Saudi Arabia so that the Saudis could bomb you over and over again. I routinely criticize them. The Biden administration has come in and changed policy. And now what do? You increase the tax on the Saudis. They're going to start selling them the bombs again. Like, what do you
not understand about this situation?
Like, this is not hard. They're going to start bombing you again. We're going to send some Raytheon bombs over there and to send them to the Saudis. And this is what's going to happen.
There you go.
So just stop. I know you're pissed. I get it. I get the whole thing. Everyone's pissed off. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop.
That's not doing anything, is it?
It drives me crazy. These little kids going to school are getting bombed, man. And it's like,
yes, they are.
It's like, guys, what are we doing here?
They don't care.
It pisses me off.
They don't care, man.
And it's not even, I'm not even trying to take a Saudi side, a Houthi side, an Iranian side. I'm just saying, for the love of humanity, quit doing
all sides. We're all sided. Yeah.
Just stop. I can't take any more images of these kids on school buses getting blown up. I've seen enough. And if you don't stop, they're going to keep bombing you. Sorry. I was
just talking about the hypersensitive market and how a small issue with a battery powered drone bumps into a storage tank and raises the price up $8 to $12 in 15 minutes. And so,
yes,
that's all right, man. It's all right. You're passionate. You're passionate about what you do, and that's good. That's why you're here.
Oh Greg, it's just one of those things, I really listen. I'm not naive enough to think that we're gonna wake up tomorrow and the Middle East is sing kumbaya. But I'm also
Oh
realizing,
no.
but also if you look at what China's doing in the Middle East, they signed deals, and I got a list somewhere with a multitude of countries that are all more or less enemies, and they're all willing to do business with China. These countries do business deals. Iran and Saudis are both on OPEC, in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
So they're willing to do deals all the time. And yet they continue to demand that blood be spilled for whatever reason. And it's like, this is so
For no
stupid.
reason.
And so it's because they're willing to sit at an OPEC meeting together and strike an OPEC deal. But then when they leave, the Iranians need the Houthis to bomb the Saudis, and the Saudis got to bomb and it's like, so I can't tolerate. I can't like. I'm not a big war guy in general. I'm not a pacifist, but I can't tolerate the wars of hypocrisy, where we're just blowing people up to blow them up like that.
The hypocrisy of war.
Yeah. Oh, it's just driving me crazy.
Okay, well, let's get off of the oil discussion there. Let's go on to the next.
I think it got us off by mistake.
That's good, man. It's good. I like this, man. I like this. This is what creates engagement. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon, wherever in the world you are. Welcome to the show. Ryan and I just are going to depart slowly from the oil conversation.
We're on the exit ramp, going into sports.
We are. We're going to talk about JJ heading over to the Cardinals for 2 years there.
Why?
No, didn't see it coming.
Yeah, me either. Like, I think that's what I think.
I did. When I saw it, I hit you up on text message and was asking you, about that, and then I was asking you about fan control football. But
when you say hit me up, I think it was more of a mocking.
It was more definitely. No, it certainly was. It certainly was, because when I saw it, the first thing that came to my mind was, so he really wasn't wanting to win a Super Bowl.
All that winning Super Bowl stuff is like out the window. Okay,
gone.
Listen, the man wants $30 million. I ain't mad at him. I'll take $30 million for the Cardinals right now. Sign me up. I mean, I can put my Super Bowl ambitions aside for
$23 million of that guaranteed. Might I add?
Well, okay. Listen, I will go play for the Cardinals for $23 million today. 2-year deal, guaranteed, $23 million, $7 million if I make the roster the third season. I'm flexible, but yeah, what did I say? Packers. I thought
I'd hand out donuts to the team for just a weekly visit. It'd be all right.
So I think I said Packers. I don't remember. I didn't think. But anyways, yeah,
we said that we said Packers, and we also said Steelers.
Yeah. So, I really have no problem with a man wanting to go make the most money possible. I have zero problem with that. And so if the offers were $23 million guaranteed from Arizona and the Packers were $12 million guaranteed, would you turn down $11 million guaranteed? I certainly wouldn't. Now,
no,
sure. For him, maybe you could argue he's got enough money to turn it down, but it's still $11 million. This is not Bill Gates. This is not Elon Musk, Warren Buffett. This is a football player. $11 million is a lot of money. Now, I'm making these numbers up. I have no idea. But now, if it turns out they turn down the Packers for like $500,000, well, then you're like, oh, okay, you really didn't want to win. So, but I'm not mad at him. I don't care. But yeah, I don't think you wanted to win that bad.
No, I mean, closely behind this announcement here, I mean, he was, the owner was picking him up in his private jet, headed over to sign the contract. So, I mean, and it wasn't too terribly long after he announced, that he had the chat with the Texans about being released, and boom, I don't even think it was a full month later, and he had him a spot. So I have all suspicions that it was planned before. In fact, you remember us talking about, I don't know. I don't remember what it was. It was 5 or 6 which show it was, but when he got pissed off during the interview and was
yeah.
When he was letting them have it. So I can imagine that right after that is whenever he started shopping around.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
He's probably been shopping around since that, because that's the first time you've ever seen him really lose his like it's cool on camera and in any press conferences. So I can imagine that when that went down, he was like, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to go find somewhere else. So it probably was just about trying to find a better environment for him to flourish in versus winning a Super Bowl. Because whenever you start having multiple press conferences like that, you won't be a football player very long.
That's right.
You'll be knocking on the door 2 years later, at the Subway asking for somebody to make a sandwich for you. And I mean, it's just I mean, hey, I get it. They get burnout. People put in more, some put in less, some put in less and get paid more. No names, Ryan, but it's just somebody. People put in less and get paid more. That's just how they go.
Wow.
That's just how they go through their day.
Ben Samuels.
Hold on. Speaking of paid more and put in less, we're going to jump over here to fan control football. We might as well move conversations while we're headed that way. So, did you look at some of this stuff? Did you when I first passed the link over to you? Did you check it out?
No, you never said fan control football. You said cosplay.
No. Fan control football.
I don't know what we're talking about here.
Okay, fan control football is a fan controlled football league where they have the games are 2 halves, 20 minutes each. The clock runs continuously except for 30 seconds of each half. Rock, paper, scissors has replaced the coin toss. They have 7-man teams. They don't do any kicking or punting, and there's a few more specialties there, but they do it in a fan-controlled environment where they use virtual reality and real players on indoor arena, and the fans call the plays. I know you would think like every play would be a Hail Mary, but what I understand is people say it feels like Tecmo Bowl, on steroids from 1985.
No, I haven't.
But listen, the fan control football, it's got a few names in there. It's got Marshawn Lynch, Chad Johnson, Richard Sherman, and the disowned A&M quarterback Johnny Manziel is actually quarterback on one of these teams.
So what is it like? The most people, like we all vote on a play, and the most people play that was picked gets to be the one they run. Is that how it works?
Yeah. So it comes up in VR, and they access it just like you would access it, in a gaming environment. So it would be however many people press that play. That's what they do. Boom.
When is the first game?
Oh no, man! They're into the fourth week of the season now.
Oh wow! No, I didn't miss this. You sent this over to me. I can't believe I missed this.
I sent you the link, man.
You sent me the link when?
Oh, hold on now. Hold on. I'll tell you what. It's not even worth going back on, Ryan.
In text message?
I think I did send it to you in text message.
Yeah, okay. I'm not.
Oh no, the other one is something that we need to talk about because that's not done anywhere.
Okay.
Still not done anywhere. But a lot of these, so you got 4 teams in there. You got, let me get back here. Yeah. You got the Glacier Boys, you got the Zappers, you got the Beasts, and you got the Wild Aces. There's a few other things there. This is the fan control football arena.
Mm-hmm.
And they stream them live on Twitch. It's a 7-versus-7 50-yard play, 50-yard field. So, if that doesn't cut the game time or the action down to, can you imagine having 2 basketball teams on a half court?
That's weird. Can we?
It's wild, man. Well, it's 7. It's 14 players and 50 yards. So, I think it would be a lot of good contact inside of this. So it's just basically taking what you got on 100 and having it down, even the team size.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Like, I'm glad you sent me this. Like, I'm sure you said, okay, you said 47
And
links. You bookmarked it on my phone, and I didn't see it. Okay, but now I got it.
It's 1 hour games. So no kickoffs, no punts, no goalposts. Teams start at their own 10-yard line and drive 40 yards to score. And the extra point was, how about a one-on-one battle between a wide receiver and a defensive back? Bet you can't hear the trash talk already. But all the players are mic'd up. All the players are they've got in-game footage, GoPro footage set up on them. And I mean, everything's streamed to Twitch. So
the problem, Greg, is you're making me remember that how much I miss the XFL. Hold on. Let me show you. Hold on 1 second. Just you keep talking. Let me show you. Hold on.
Well, everybody put his glasses down in the Texas Oil
Podcast, the show dedicated to bring you the news from the oil patch deep in the heart of Texas.
And deep in the heart of Texas, yeah.
Ryan Ray and Josh
we went.
Shelton.
Hold on, I can't hear you. So let me put this in.
Well, you hit your opening, your intro to the Texas Oil and Gas Podcast when you laid your mic down, or your headphones.
Oh,
so that was good.
I'm sorry.
No, it was great. It was great. Well, they'll hear more of that Monday. So
Ryan Ray is a diehard. Let's see here. Can you know what that is? That is a Houston Roughnecks, my friend.
Oh yes,
Houston Roughnecks, ride or die, son. Ride or die,
XFL.
right here. This is reminding me how much I miss the XFL, and I was really enjoying it. It wasn't the greatest product, but it was really good, I thought. And I
thought it had a lot of potential.
I did
seriously.
too. So my daughter was a Dallas Rough Riders or Roughnecks, not the Roughnecks. What were they? Whatever. I can't remember. Bandits or something.
The kids, yeah.
And my son, he decided to be a fan of the green team, the Florida team. They weren't any good. So I was the Roughnecks because oil and gas, obviously.
Sure.
And so I was, we were undefeated. That Houston Roughneck team will go down as the greatest football team to ever
be in Houston.
Huh? In
Houston, the greatest Houston team ever.
It's the greatest Houston team. It's the greatest United States team. It's the greatest team ever. They didn't lose a game, Greg. They didn't lose a game. They quit this. They canceled the season rather than letting the Roughnecks dominate. That's how dominant they were. They said, we don't even need to play anymore. The Roughnecks are so far ahead. We know who the winner will be. I missed it.
Well, Ryan, they have a live weekly draft. Weekly. So there's some oddities in here. You'd have to just get in here and check it out. It's cool.
Cool. But I want the XFL back. I need my Roughnecks. I need them back. I am back.
Maybe we petition to bring them back, and maybe they'll create a team, fan control football team.
Well, I think they're talking about coming back next year, but Vipers, I think, is who Drew liked. But God, I mean, I've never had my team like just dominant like the Roughnecks were. It felt good. I mean, I've had teams win championships, but never just dominate. They were dominating. And
even if Deshaun leaves and goes to Saints, it still wouldn't dominate, man. We'd still be down. So.
Is Drew Brees coming back? Because if so, I'm going to lose it. I'm really
Probably.
I thought he was
what at this moment right now tells you that he's gone? Nothing.
There
was also nothing up until the day that he made the announcement that I knew that JJ was going to Arizona either. So we'll see. We may see Drew walking down the road with his last Jimmy John's bag. I mean, before you know that he's gone. I mean, why
is he not? Why is he okay? Here's what's frustrating to me, and this is. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, obviously. So maybe Sean Payton knows, and Drew Brees hasn't just publicly announced it, and they're not saying anything. So if that's happening, then I'm cool with what's going on. But if the Saints are legitimately waiting on Drew Brees, that's a mistake. That is a mistake. So you should be out there pounding the phones for Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson. You should have called about him.
Russell Wilson, exactly.
Right. You should be doing everything in your power and saying, Drew, we don't want you back, buddy. Sorry, we had time. You cannot let an aging, over the hill quarterback, Hall of Famer, won a Super Bowl, get all that. Hold the franchise hostage. We have a Super Bowl roster. Don't waste it on the old man. Don't. Now, if Sean Payton,
Are you talking about 1995 San Francisco? Now, or are we talking about New Orleans Saints? Or what?
No, Packers.
So you're not talking about Joe Montana, right? You're talking about Drew Brees. Yeah, sorry.
Well, Drew Brees,
kind of the same shit.
Okay, he's not the greatest. He's not the greatest, but he's won a Super Bowl. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Well, yeah, I mean, but at the end of a lot of them's career, they're not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so you have Brett Favre. Remember how Brett Favre held the Packers up on and off?
He was rough there, up and down at the end. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, and so it's not. Listen, this is not.
It's not like Drew Brees is defending a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, he's not Tom Brady.
In fact, he's not defending a Super Bowl champion. So I mean,
yeah. If it's Tom Brady and if this was Tom Brady at Tampa Bay, you're like, guys, he just won you a Super Bowl. Chill out, okay? If Drew had actually won I think I said this before. I said it again. The longest pass of the season for the Saints came when Jameis Winston came in and ran the trick play in the playoffs against the Bears. That was the longest pass of the season. It's 54 yards. Not really a barn burner there. So
no.
So I mean, I think so. I love the Saints.
54 yards.
Yeah, I'm a lifelong Saints fan. I mean, this is the greatest team ever, but that's a separate story. But Drew Brees,
you'd be thinking like a maybe 70, 80 yards sling downfield. You'd be thinking something like that. Yeah.
It took to the first round of playoffs to get that.
Everything else was a pass, run.
54-yard pass is long. Yeah. So, So Drew, we love you. We appreciate all you've done for us. Hang it up and quit holding the franchise hostage. Look out for Major League Football starting the spring. First on stock market from Cynthia. Major League Football. First on stock market. So you can buy stocks. I used to have a stock market soccer team, Manchester United.
MLF? What?
Major League Football. What you saying?
All right. After our fan control football, we've got we want to talk about this 10-second video clip.
Oh, NFTs, dude. NFTs make me sick.
In October 2020, Miami-based art collector Pablo Rodriguez Frale spent almost $67,000 on a 10-second video artwork that he could have watched for free online. Last week, he sold it for $6.6 million.
He bought it for how much? $67,000. Yeah.
Even 67,000 would have been a no-go anyway. But he sold it for 6.6 million.
Well, if
the video,
you would have offed it up in a heartbeat.
You would, but do you? There's no way you could have. There's no way you could have figured.
No, I know. I've given you a hard time.
The video by digital artist Beeple, whose real name is Mike Winkleman, was authenticated by blockchain, which serves as a digital signature to certify who owns it. And everybody, if you don't know about blockchain, you have to go check that out. But I can't even explain it here. But it's a set of numbers that's infinite.
It has nothing to do with blocks and chains.
Yeah. But they're saying it's a new type of digital asset. It's a non-fungible, which was a new word to me, token. Fungible. Fungible. I thought they meant fundable, and then it was like, why have a non-fundable token? I mean, it's gotta have some kind of a value, or it wouldn't be non-fundable. So, but it's called NFT, and that has exploded in some popularity during the pandemic. So,
have you seen the clip of LeBron? There it is. No. There's a clip of LeBron James that sold for $170,000.
That's it.
That's not it. No. And no, I can tell it's not it. It's close. He's doing a dunk. He sold for $170,000 of LeBron James doing a dunk in a basketball game that his team lost. Just so we're clear, LeBron James dunk in a basketball game his team lost.
It's got to be one of these they're talking about.
Yeah, it's probably one of those, but it's against the Rockets. And And so it's like, what is? I mean, guys,
I don't have a 10-second video of me doing anything that would be worth of anything. I mean,
they lost
how
the
do
game,
you-
Greg. They lost the
I
game.
mean,
It would be one thing if it was like the shot to win the NBA Finals. It was a February 6th, 2020 game. Lakers Rockets, they lose by 9 points. It's worth $175,000 for the sports clip. They lost the game. This isn't the playoffs.
Things are wild right now with collectibles, right? Just it's going off the chain with some of these collectibles. Like, I mean, I know, partner being there does the cards and stuff, and but there was there's another one though. It's called Rally.
Yeah.
And I just looked up, actually downloaded the Rally app about 2.5 weeks ago and looked through some of the, some of the products that Rally's got. And it's a very interesting platform that Rally has. If you want to go check it out, it's rally.com. And they take your ordinary, everyday, I'm saying everyday, but some of the collectibles they have on there are stuff that you've been seeing since you were, 5-10 years old, or, over the last 50 years. They've got nice cars in there. They've got some very nice sports memorabilia. They've got multiple different things on there. And what they do is they take each individual item and they create a corporation out of each individual item, and then they sell shares of that item across a marketplace. And so it's a unique idea. I'm not exactly 100% sure if I want to own one share of a Ferrari or not. I mean, I don't think that that's in my wheelhouse of things to do in the future, but I could see myself, being part of maybe a larger, maybe sports thing. If it was just a sports thing they were doing, I could see myself picking up something like that. Say me and a friend of mine wanted to go in and buy so many shares of each, and we would be majority shareholders of the product, something like that. I could see, but I wouldn't want to go in there and just get one share of something, So, and you can trade your value back and forth of that share inside the platform,
Yeah. So my concern really is, and listen, this is I'm aware of Rally. I've looked this stuff. I haven't looked beyond kind of what you said, so you might know this answer. But my concern is, let's take this Ferrari. Well, it's got to be stored somewhere, right? Okay.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Right. I mean, yeah. So let's say that
the creators of Rally are actually I'll say ex-car enthusiasts, but they, worked for these large trading houses with these vehicles and everything else. And so, there's no doubt in my mind where you're headed with this car thing and where it's got to be stored, and you never see it, what kind of damages it has or anything like this. But, no.
I mean, I'm just saying, let's say it's pristine. Can you get insurance on your 1/1000th of a Ferrari? Because let's say a tornado comes through and blows down the storage unit, that happens. Can you get insurance on?
So if you can't be given back a 1/1000th of a Ferrari, what would they give you in exchange for that?
Well, that's the point. So if you buy it,
I see what you're saying.
And you cannot insure it. Maybe you can. I don't know. But I'm asking. So if I'm going to buy 1/1000th of anything that for value,
well, the way it's set up, I mean, everything would be set up just the same way as it's set up on the stock market. So if you lost your 1/1000th share of Enron, you were screwed. It's the same thing. I bet. I don't even have to look into it.
You're probably right.
And it's on the same level. It's set up the same way as S Corps with their company value, market value. So
yeah, you're probably right. It just seems more risky because your ability just from one storm just to ruin all your stuff is
the only thing in your mind is you have to switch from a note type of environment over to a physical product environment. So, well,
if Enron does, Enron's a bad example.
Well, I wanted to use Enron specifically because of the example.
Yeah, if your company does bad, it could theoretically come back, or you could go to EOG.
No, it could.
But if the Ferrari has a tree fall on it, you're done. and you can't.
Well,
So, but if you get
yeah,
into,
I mean, but you'd have to look at if you use an in if okay, I used Enron, maybe it was a really bad example, but you take the warehouse that the Ferrari's in, and it's also got a couple of Bugattis in there and a couple of rare Indianapolis vehicles, and the tree falls down and takes out that whole warehouse. So
Right,
then we have an Enron situation there. Right?
yes, agreed. But if that was your warehouse and you own them all, you could have that insured, and you would have it, right? You'd have that insured in case it happened. Owning 1/1000th or whatever it is, I don't think you get it insured, and so that's your risk is
your warehouse would be insured as the company would be insured, but your 1/1000th in that product or that item, I don't think is going to be carrying. You could actually insure it yourself from a loss. You could go out and buy insurance on that. I would think, since it's a physical product.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, can you do that? If you could do that, it makes sense. If you can't do that, I'd be a little concerned. But
yeah.
Listen,
anyway,
you go buy a Ferrari and split with me. Call it even.
I don't even want to split it. I don't even want to buy a Ferrari. I mean, there's no if I was going to have one, it would be the Porsche 911 Turbo. That'd be my car. It'd be like the 83 model, 84.
Let me tell you something. I step up to get into my F-250. I step sideways to get into my wife's SUV. I don't go down. I can't. I'm just too big. These knees can't do that weight.
No, I'm the same way. I mean, I'm not away from the fact that no, I'm not. I mean, we both have. I've got a Tahoe and as well as a Sequoia, but I also have, the weekend daily driving, if you want to put it that way, the 550. So I still, so I do enjoy getting down to that level from time to time, but there's nothing like being that close to your surroundings and to the ground, wanting to take a drive. It's pretty nice, but I can see why the kid carts are so kind of why that kind of environment still works today for kids, soapbox racers, because it's they get low to the ground and they're all about being in that same area together. And I mean, it's it's kind of like fan control football, man.
Fan control football. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Last thing on the list here is Ryan. I saw something pop up. I guess it was like a week or so ago, but I found it interesting that it had your face on it. So that's Brian Ray for Texas governor.
Read the domain for everyone so they can't.
Railroad Commissioner and Mayor of Granbury, 2024. It's approved by the Talking Head Supervisor. So let's see.
Yeah. Read the domain up there.
The domain is Ryan the Talking Head. So there you go. Ryan Ray is the man of the people. And I thought the photo was great. That's the same photo I grabbed and used for the artwork the last time. But hey,
my wife hates it. She hates it so bad.
I think it's great, man.
It's aggressive, and I love it. The glasses, the bow tie.
It's great. It's like a Tom Selleck, man, from the 80s. It looks.
I would dress like that every day if my wife wouldn't kill me.
Oh, she certainly would kill you.
Yo, definitely. I can't blame her.
So, tell us where that came from, Ryan. Is that undisclosed?
Oh, I have nothing to do with that.
You don't have anything to do with that, Ryan? This is not your campaign website?
I mean, the picture obviously came from my Facebook, but I didn't donate. This was used without my permission. I'll give you one guess of who created this.
Let me guess. Does the last name start with an S?
Yes.
He did a good job, though, man. You got him a free GoDaddy site and slung it all together. And
he's got a host. What's funny is he's got a host full of these domains with my name on them. He sent me pictures, like tormenting me, like get ready. And so he sent me one like Ryan Ray.
This is great.
Yeah, he sent me like Ryan Ray Talking Head or something. I said, no, it's the Talking Head. You got to fix that. So and he did. He did. So I didn't think he was going to do it, but he did. So yeah, he did that all on his own.
Oh my God. we gotta get Ben on
Mhm.
one day. I'll just let you guys have a go at each other.
Oh gosh. Oh man. There's something else I was
What
gonna talk about. Oh, did you we talked about the fights last week? Do you watch them? I saw
No,
you
man, didn't watch them last week.
I saw you sent out the Peter the illegal knee one, but I didn't know if you watched the fights or not.
I didn't get a chance to watch the fights. It was a bit of a turmoil there happening toward my last little bit of time home on this undisclosed trip, but I caught the replay the next day, and I was a bit sad to see that happen. I was actually pissed off for the guy because you don't want to win a fight like that. So, it looked like he did well in the first 2 rounds, and even Dana gave him the belt, and like 20 seconds later he threw the belt down on the floor. He didn't want it. So he's just like, he's like, I don't want that belt. I'm mad. Just give me the guy back. We could keep the fight going right now. The guy was like wanting to do the fighting, wanting to keep going. So
yeah, it was I hate to see it in that way too. So oh man, it was a card I was really hyped for, and it really just didn't pay out. It was one of those ones that sometimes those cards you get really hyped for and they work out, and sometimes just like and that was one of them. I mean, Amanda Nunes came out there and just murks old girl in, I don't know, less than a minute. It took over a minute to actually get the finish, but she came out there hit with the right bang in her eyes. She didn't want Megan didn't want no more. She was ready to go. She had them.
Megan said, "Oh no, Nunes." So
yes, she got hit, son, and she was big eyed. Nope, and you have to watch the replay because I think
big eyed. Huh?
Yeah, I think after the second time she gets hit, she's like walking around, and I'm not sure if she's like just scared to death or she's loopy because she's just kind of like it's weird.
She was thinking of her attack mechanism over again in her brain there after getting knocked out and kicked into the neighbor's yard.
She was replaying that Mike Tyson clip. Everyone's got a plan. They get punched in the head. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She didn't have no plan. She had no plan.
Didn't have a plan.
Did not have a plan. Did not have a plan. Oh, so
she'll be moving on to bare knuckles before long. She'll be in there getting smacked around by Paige Van Zandt if she makes it again.
You saw Paige Van? Did you watch that fight?
I didn't watch that fight, but I don't think it. Yeah, that's the name. That's it. So
I'm with you. I don't think I always thought she's been overhyped, and I didn't think she was like to fight bare knuckle. You gotta be nasty, not like as in dirty nasty. Like you gotta kind of have grit.
If anybody does not know anything about bare knuckle boxing, Ryan kind of introduced me to this. But if you go look at the ladies that are in bare knuckle boxing, they are some ladies in there that will tear your head off your shoulders. There's ladies in bare knuckle boxing that can't fight anywhere else because they that bad. So they can't fight in normal places. So, they are rough in there, man.
Yeah, it's rough. And so I don't think Paige did. She hung in there, and I don't know if she underestimated. I don't know because she did okay later in the fight than she did early.
It's a total different style, man.
Yeah, but then what's funny is after she lost, she goes up to the girl and goes, "Stay humble, stay humble." Paige is telling her this. It's like, you're the one who came in here like the rock star. You're telling her to stay humble. So,
but I think these girls, like fighting against Paige Van Zandt because of her name.
Oh well, yeah, I don't.
So they can go down. And saying I took out Paige Van Zandt.
Okay? When we get off here, you have to go look up the Britain Hart Paige Van Zandt post-fight speech. I'm a human.
I didn't watch that.
Dude, it is psychotic level. Like Britain Hart is off her rocker. I love everything about it. It's crazy. I have no shit. She's like, you remember the old Ultimate Warrior, like early 1990s. Like, I had a dream that I was dreaming.
She's wearing a set of those pit vipers up there.
Yeah, the sun, the moon, the stars came together. Like she's kind of tapped into some of that stuff. It was it was disturbing.
But Britain Hart will put a knot on your head though.
I love you, Britain. Don't come after me. Don't come after me. But yeah,
She'll put a knot on your face. If you don't believe me, take a look at Paige Van Zandt's face.
Yeah. So go look up. We'll get off. Go look up Britain Hart's post victory speech after Paige Van Zandt. It is like the Ultimate Warrior thinks that's a little crazy. Like it's bad.
Oh,
dude, I used to love that guy. He was my favorite. Dun.
He had all the what was it? The feathers hanging off of his arms. I mean, it was fantastic, man.
Oh, he came out there and he was ready to go. What I love, I don't watch wrestling anymore. I haven't watched it since I was probably in 7th, 8th grade. Every now and then, I kind of halfway know, a few of the big names.
Goldberg's book in there, man.
Okay, see, I didn't know that, but I tell you what, I do like watching. I like watching. I will go back on YouTube and watch some of those old matches from when I was a kid sometimes, and then I love hearing the wrestlers talk about what it was like back then. The current stuff doesn't entertain me. Like I turned on the other day, and I watched a recent match. It was a Royal Rumble with Brock Lesnar just to see, because I'd watched the '92 Royal Rumble with Ric Flair where he won it all. It was cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Then I watched the recent one with Brock just to see what the difference is. It just I don't know. It just for some reason it's just not the same. Maybe because
look, man. Look, I'll give you a very, very simple reference for anyone out there that watches anything wrestling. I want you to look at The Rock when he started wrestling WCW or WWE. When he first came out, Mr. Maldonado. Now look at The Rock now. The Rock now could eat The Rock that started and World Wrestling Federation. I mean, when I say eat, could eat him whole. Like, I think his maybe his traps could eat him. So this guy is, if there's one of the guys that that I've got a lot of time for, and it is The Rock. I mean, he's poured passion into everything he's done since the day he stepped in the ring. So
see, The Rock, when I was watching wrestling, was just kind of coming along. He wasn't really. He hadn't made it. He was
a second rate. He was a second rate player. He was like who's this guy from Tuesday night?
Yeah, it was like you smell The Rock is cooking. That was kind of starting to.
It was weird.
It was weird. It was like
it was weird.
Yeah, so
it did the whole eyebrow thing.
And
then what was his move? The people's elbow.
Yeah, people's elbow. Yeah, so that was kind of.
It was so corny, man. It was so corny.
Right. So before he took over, it was as when I hit the eject button. I think I'm talking about Goldberg. His run in WCW when he came in and won like 40 in a row and he wouldn't talk. Like to me, like that was perfect. Like here's a guy he comes in, he just spears him, game over, and he won't talk. I don't know. Again, I don't watch it enough. I don't watch it now. The stories when I was a kid, and maybe because
you look at Goldberg in there when he's, and so I just saw a flash while we were sitting at the restaurant there come up on the TV, but it doesn't look like he's changed much. Same physique, same everything. Not a whole lot of exactly. Goldberg, don't take it out on us.
We love you, Goldberg.
Pick one of multiple brands that Ryan has and take it out on him.
I'm on the Wriglings brand now, starting Monday. Wriglings.
Hey, you are. Yeah.
So take it on those guys.
All right. Well, partner, I think that's all for us this week.
That's it.
But that's it. I don't think we've got any questions, and I'm glad we. So man, we had another one came in there late, Bulgaria. So yeah, thanks, Peter, for catching the rest of the show. I see now the note from Cynthia there about look out for the I missed it. I didn't put it up there, but look out for the major. Yeah, starting in the spring, first on the stock market. So yeah, I have to go check that out too. All
right, man. Thanks everyone. Greg, good to be back.
Absolutely, bud. Well, we look forward to your use of everything there Monday. I'll try to catch 1 and 2 of the lives, so we'll see how that works out for you.
Awesome.
I wish you the best of luck, man.
Thank you, sir.
Everyone, thanks for joining us this week for another edition of Overtime, and that is a wrap. Let me get over here to where's it at, man? It's missing. No. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
You've been watching Overtime, a live series brought to you by Wriglings and War Room Media. Your hosts have been Greg Williams and Ryan Ray. For sponsorship opportunities, send us an email at info@wriglings.com. Tune in next Thursday at 10 a.m. CST for another live episode.